Hey y'all, this is Josh Clemens of Reverbal Communications, and you're listening to Step Up Your Social. We provide quick, actionable tips to help you master your social media. Have questions or topics you want us to cover? Hit us up on Facebook or Twitter at Reverbal Communications, or use the hashtag StepUpYourSocial. Our motto is simple. You have a story. Let's tell it. Now let's get ready to step up your social.
The other day I was watching Hulu and I saw an ad pushing treatment for men suffering from a, quote, bent carrot. If that sounds a bit phallic, well yeah, that's the idea. I tend to tune out most, if not all, medical ads, but this one got my attention. I mean, they took a sensitive issue and made it, if not funny, at least memorable. But what really got my attention was their URL, bentcarrot.com. I mean, that's just an epic URL for a company in the business of mending bent carrots. Here's the thing though, there's no website at that link. Bentcarrot.com is not a website. It's a vanity URL. What's a vanity URL? Think vanity license plates, but for landing pages. It's a memorable URL that will redirect to the page where you actually want to send people. It could serve a similar purpose as a QR code, but with one memorable exception from this past Super Bowl. Most people aren't going to capture a QR code from a commercial. Just like having a great 1-800 number used to be the industry standard for anyone who wanted you to remember their phone number, vanity URLs are a great way to help ensure people remember your website. If you go to bentcarrot.com, it simply redirects you to peyronie's-disease.caflix.com/patient. Think anyone's going to remember that URL? Of course not. But bentcarrot.com? Yeah, that one will stick with you, even though you probably wish it wouldn't. I was once working with a client on her digital program. Throughout the course of the engagement, it came out that she had a second website. There are certainly times where that can make sense, but I asked a few questions and I got a bit queasy on her behalf. This client had paid for an entire website, developed copy, worked up graphics, all the work that went into a website, when all she really wanted was a landing page for a vanity URL she had bought. She wasn't a musician, but to keep it simple, let's pretend she was. She already had her band's website. She had a new album out, and she smartly bought the URL matching her album's name. But to use it, she thought she needed a whole new website. Why is this bad? For so many reasons. The first is that she invested a ton of time and money into a new site. But she also made her user's journey more complicated. If I like a band, I want all info about the band, including their albums, on a single site, not spread out over a bunch of sites. And by doing what she did, she actually hurt her SEO, or search engine optimization, because her two websites are now competing with each other on Google for the same keywords. What should she have done instead? She should have simply built a landing page on her primary site and redirected her vanity URL to it. Want an example of that? Head to stepupyoursocial.com. I mention that URL in every episode of this podcast. But here's the thing, that website doesn't actually exist. It's just a landing page on my primary website. It was easy to build, well, easier. It helps with my SEO instead of hurting it, and it keeps my user's journey clean and simple. After all, you can easily jump from my podcast page right to my blog, or to my services or about page. You can learn all about who I am and what I do without ever leaving my site. So is this hard to do? Was it expensive? Good news. It doesn't cost anything beyond the cost of the URL, and it takes about 60 seconds to set up. Go to wherever you buy your URLs. I personally use Namecheap, but there are loads of alternatives, including Google Domains, Domain.com, BuyDomains.com, GoDaddy, lots of options. Once you own the URL, simply go to the backend and redirect it to wherever you want it to go. I can't give you step-by-step instructions because every platform is going to be a little bit different. But Google redirect URL, insert name of where you bought your domain, and you'll find step-by-step instructions just waiting for you. Follow those instructions, and you should have this done in less time than it took to watch that hilarious TikTok video you were just checking out. The hosting company says it could take up to 30 minutes or so to take effect. I find it typically works within minutes, but just wanted to flag it might not work immediately. So that's what vanity URLs are. When should you use them? Anytime you want to have a memorable URL for a subcomponent of your brand that's easy to remember. That might be bentcarrot.com or stepupyoursocial.com or the name of your band's album or a program or campaign your organization is running or a video series you've created. Anything you want to be able to easily send people to without all those slashes and dashes after your primary URL. The cost of a non-premium URL is going to be about $10 a year, give or take. A premium URL, like socialmediamaster.com, for example, could run tens of thousands of dollars. While I'm personally partial to vanity URLs, I also want to share a totally free workaround for you. Bitly. Bitly is a free link shortening tool. You can take any URL and drop it into Bitly, and it'll give you a short URL that'll redirect to your landing page of choice. This could be a page on your site, an article you think is important, or a YouTube video you love. I use a bunch of Vanity URLs for my brand, but I also regularly use bit.ly links. Want my free Facebook Live checklist? Head to bit.ly/Facebook Live checklist and download it today. Want to find a blog post I wrote rounding up stock photo sites that focus on diversity? Head to bit.ly/diverse-photos. And I'm not the only one. Want to watch Madonna's Frozen Remix video on YouTube? Head to bit.ly/Frozen Remix video. Want to do a paid internship spending your time diving off the west coast of Vancouver Island? Head to bit.ly/dive intern. I think you get the idea. Not every product needs a Vanity URL. For everything else, bit.ly links can be great substitutes. But big, important caveat. Don't just create a bit.ly link, customize it. Meaning switch it from the random letters and numbers they'll assign you with something easy to remember, like Facebook Live checklist or Frozen Remix video. Doing so is free, quick, and easy. If you're not customizing your bit.ly links, you might as well be sending them to peyronie's-disease.catholics.com/patient. And no one wants that. So get out there and set up your redirects. And if this episode was helpful to you, do me a favor and send a few folks to stepupyoursocial.com. They'll be redirected to a landing page on my site. It'll be exactly what they were looking for.
That does it for another episode of Step Up Your Social. Connect with us on Facebook or Twitter or Reverbal Communications, or check out our website at stepupyoursocial.com. Have a topic you want to hear us cover? Tweet it at us using the hashtag StepUpYourSocial. Thanks again so much. Now get back out there and keep on telling your story.